Hey guys, today we're talking about Motion Array. If you're like me, you've been seeing ads for Motion Array all over YouTube. They are spending a lot of money to reach me. I'm sure they're spending a lot of money to reach you. So what is Motion Array? You might be under the impression that Motion Array is like its own video creation platform. That's what I thought. That's what my colleague thought when we each saw ads for Motion Array, but actually it's something completely different. It is a subscription service for video creators where they have stock videos, stock music, motion graphics. Does the world need another subscription site for video creators? Normally, I would say no. There's been so many out there. This seems to be the new hot business model. But Motion Array actually has something completely different, which is that they have plugins on demand. You can download plugins that work with your system on Motion Array. As far as I know, no other subscription company is doing that. That is definitely what sets Motion Array apart. So today I'm going to be hopping on my computer. I purchased a month's worth of Motion Array for $29.99. I bought it with my own money. This review is not sponsored. I'm going to give you my honest thoughts. We're going to take a quick tour of it, and I'll let you know if I think it's worth subscribing to. Okay, here we are on Motion Array. The first thing I want to point out to you is that Motion Array really caters to Adobe users. You've got templates for Premiere Pro and motion graphics for Premiere Rush templates, After Effects templates and presets. And then down here you get to Final Cut templates, DaVinci Resolve templates. And then down here, you have access to stock photos, royalty-free music, sound effects, stock video, and stock motion graphics. So those are like animating backgrounds and things like that that you cannot customize. So all of these things, from stock photos to motion graphics, these are all universal. Anybody on any system can access these. Now, I'm personally a Final Cut user, so when I first noticed how much this platform caters to Adobe users, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit turned off by it because Final Cut users are not second-class citizens and we deserve cool plugins too. But then I thought, let me just dig into this and see what it really offers for Final Cut. So let me click on over here. You can sort by just clicking this circle, and then you can sort by titles, photo, video, logo, animations, transitions, backgrounds, overlays, slideshows, intros, LUTs even, and effects. And you can preview all of the effects by just hitting these thumbnails. And I counted, on each page, there are 60 elements that you can download. And let's say under Final Cut, look, there's 35 pages. So for Final Cut users, there's over 2,000 different plugins that you can download on Motion Array. Now, in terms of the quality of all of these plugins, I would say they're a little hit or miss. There's some plugins in here I've seen a million times, nothing special, things I already have something incredibly similar to. But I will say if you dig, there are some that I think are really unique and interesting and fun. Like for instance, this transition that I downloaded from Motion Array. I do think that this is a great transition that I've got an architectural client that I think this could really work great for, and I really like it very much. There's also this zoom crop transition that I think I really love and I'm gonna get a lot of use out of. But then there's other ones like this one here where it's just, I have a million of these transitions. So for someone who's been around a long time like myself, this is not changing my life. This isn't something I definitely feel like I'm going to need. But I do like that they have a lot of title animations in here, a lot of title packs, and if you are just starting out and you don't already have a big collection of plugins, you would be really excited about all of the content here on Motion Array. Let's just take a quick dig into the royalty-free music and see how this royalty-free music stacks up. They have it sorted into different categories here. Let's pick pop. And let's check out corporate, let's say, because that's what I'm always reaching for. And then let's hit inspirational because I have a lot of nonprofit clients. Okay, so my review on the music is pretty good. Literally every track that I just clicked on, I thought, yeah, I could use this. So on the music side, I would say this is pretty good. And then let's head on over to the stock video tab. And I always like to, my gauge of a good stock site is to search for a few very specific things. And if I can find them, then they've passed the test. So let's just start with my first go-to, which is doctor and patient. And what I'm looking for is the quality of the shots. Do they look too staged? Is there a good amount of diversity? Is there a lot of shots? Okay, so I would say some of this is hit or miss because this shot here explaining a procedure, I think looks pretty good to me. However, this gentleman, he looks clownish. So, and that's kind of true for all stock shots. And then there's these where they're cut out and you can lay them in every environment. I'm not entirely crazy about those. To me, it says, okay, the videographer just shot them in front of a green screen and didn't have authentic access to authentic people. So this looks very cheesy and staged to me. So I'm not a fan of that. Let's go on to the next one. All right, the next thing I like to do is search for a kind of mid-tier size city. So not like New York or LA, but let's do Tampa. And there are a lot of shots of Tampa. There's 5 pages of shots of Tampa. That is pretty good. The next thing I like to do is search for kind of a hard to access place. Let's look at airport. Okay, so I do see a lot of planes, which is fine, but for me, a gate check-in or security area would be kind of a harder access point. I mean, there's a few decent ones in here, like this guy reading a newspaper, but I'd say okay. I mean, I find airport shots in general are not the easiest to come by. So what do I think of Motion Array? When I first saw it was a subscription service, another subscription service, I thought, I don't need this in my life. But now that I see that it is a subscription service with plugins, that's pretty amazing. What do I think of the quality of the plugins, the amount of the plugins? Here's a few thoughts that I have. These are my brutally honest thoughts. The effects themselves don't have a ton of customizability. Like in particular, these transitions, there's really no adjustments to be made except for the duration of the transition. Like here on this PLEXUS transition, I can't even change the color of the lines. So I wouldn't say these are the highest quality plugins in general, but they're really easy plug and play. So if you are someone who doesn't want to fuss around with a lot of adjustments, then you might be really happy with these transitions and might not care that you can't customize them as much as you could a higher end plugin. The other thing is that as a Final Cut user, Motion Array doesn't have an installation app that you can download and then easily install your plugins. It's something you have to do manually in your Motion templates folders, drop those in there and organize everything, which isn't the end of the world, but I definitely prefer having an app. Now, it seemed to me Adobe users do have the installation app from Motion Array. Again, us Final Cut users are like second-class citizens. I kind of can't stand that. Listen, Motion Array, if you're watching this, and I'm sure that you are, let us know in the comments, do you plan on expanding your capabilities and the amount of content you have for us poor Final Cut people? Let us know in the comments. We're all dying to hear. So I have to say, I do recommend Motion Array. I think there's so much great content in here, and I think Motion Array is going to be very disruptive to the subscription model, because it seems to me that stock video and stock photos and stock music is no longer enough with the subscription. People want plugins. This is pretty revolutionary. And if you're wondering about what happens if you stop subscribing to Motion Array, what happens to your plugins, guess what? You keep them. I looked it up on their website because I was like, well, yeah, but what if you stop paying? They still live in your hard drive, in your computer forever, so you never lose them. So I think that Motion Array delivers a lot of value. You guys, who else is subscribed to Motion Array? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments. I'll link to Motion Array in the description box. And if you want more content from me because you just can't get enough of me, come find me on Patreon. I have a new Patreon community. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again.